Oh, it's so good. I like it. This is how we party all night in Deutschland. No, not with pills, silly. Pills, nah. Or should that be pills? Yeah. Welcome, everyone, to Things I Regret Doing, episode 413. No, welcome to the Lager Logs. Point of view with Tom and Stu. I'm Tom, he's Stu. Say hello, Stu.
Hello. I know how I said I'm not going to swear this season, but what
Do it in German. Do it in German.
in the Channel 4 Euro trash was that? I was waiting for the woman with like the 2-ton knockers to come out.
She's on the way. She's on the way. Don't worry.
Struggling with the
stairs. Yeah, a little bit. Guys, very wise decision joining us again. As this evening, you're guaranteed another night of sultry Stein-based shenanigans. We weren't messing around last episode when we said we have returned. We're officially more back than a chiropractor's office. Stu, how are you, my man? You okay?
Thomas,
Looking
I'm
good,
doing
buddy.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm here and I'm ready to drink some Oktoberfest beers.
You know it, man. You know it. Yeah, as Stu said, it is officially the month of October, which means that although the official Bavarian Oktoberfest has been cancelled, boo-hoo, it lives on in our fingers. It lives on in our toes. I think that actually might be a song. But let's party Deutschland style tonight. We've got a couple of brewskis from Waldhaus Brewery to bring a little bit of an authentic touch to this evening's proceedings. So, if you're ready, Stu, let's dive in.
Let's get it on.
Beautiful, man. Our first beer of she's back. She is back. Our first beer of this evening will be, as we normally do, the lighter beer of our matchup, and that will be Waldhaus's Summer Beer Low Alcohol Lager, which is this one here. These bottles look very similar.
Yes, the one with the white foil wrapping on the top. I know the other one's silver.
Jeez. So, good thing this isn't left face.
Shh, come on. Made it to episode 2 and you brought it up.
Sorry, what can I say? Bringing back traumatic memories that I've repressed, sex pest, repressed deeply, very deeply. Right, it smells nice, man.
Nice and light colour.
It is. I've been looking forward to giving this a spin. So, shall we say cheers, buddy?
Cheers, buddy.
It's light. It's very light. Wow,
yeah. It
kind of evaporates in your mouth, doesn't it? It's like the Watsits of the beer world.
It's I guess like what could you expect for something that's 2.9%? So there's not really any hoppiness. It's not really any malt.
There's not really a lot going on, though.
It is just. Sorry, you go.
A beer. It's a beer. It's a beer.
Yes.
I think so. Well, this is specifically classed as a table beer, which I think is
the
fabled
table beer.
The fabled table beer, which is kind of a current trend of more lower, beverages with more kind of lower percentages. I don't know why I'm not speaking properly tonight, but I'm going to get there, please, with your love and support, Stu. So this is one of those. I think it's more broadly classed as a Pilsner, but yeah, this is a table beer, 2.9%. You enjoy your brew, Stu, while I jump into the history a little bit of the company. And bear with me, a lot of this backstory is Google translated. So Waldhaus
God
was
bless you.
established in cheers, man, in Wilhelm in 1833, and it was when Johann Schmid took over the brewery 1894 that things really started to take off, as he endowed the company with its main philosophy, which is better, smaller, but finer, which is also funny enough why I asked chicks to bring a microscope with them to our first date. In the early 1900s, I'm really I can't, I can't speak tonight. Can we
Have you been hitting something else other than the
can
table
we
beer?
take a break? Can we just literally Yorkshire Gold? That is it.
Not like a
Right,
Yorkshire pudding.
far too many, man. Yeah, yeah, a few of them as well. Obviously, you need something to kind of soak up the brew. In the early 1900s, ice from their on-site ice pond was used to cool beers in the brewery cellar. And in 1939, Johann's son Friedrich took over the business, and his main philosophy was reported to be beer, yay. Bit different from his dad's, but still good. Right, let's hit the brakes on this backstory for a moment and talk about. I'm very interested to hear about this. Last beers watched. Joe, what have you been getting up to this week, buddy?
It's really been. Pardon me. Let's clear my throat. I've been drinking a lot of pilsners.
Nice, man. Nice. You got a few to kind of compare this evening.
Exactly. I bought a 4-pack. I was expecting a guest around. I thought, you know what, let's just kind of have some nice standard beer, something non-threatening. Like, you always, oh look, I've got a couple West Coast IPAs, and just I don't want to throw them in the deep end. And I thought, let's just get something that looks non-threatening, but could be quite nice. So I ended up getting out of Aldi's the 1079 project, which is just
nice one.
a little 4-pack of pilsners for like
So one of
£3.90.
Aldi's own brewskis.
Probably should have looked that up, but I don't think so. Even though it doesn't mention a brewer on it, but
no worries. How was it, bud? How did it
it's
taste?
been quite nice. I've more or less went through 3 out of the 4 tins. Just because it's like, right, I've kind of done my thing, going to chill out, crack open a tin of beer, and it's a Pilsner clocking in at 4.6%. So
okay, so it was
nothing heavy.
bit more beefier than this one.
Yes,
bit more of a kick, a little bit more of a kick.
But I did accidentally overdo it through the week.
Okay.
I was pouring out a wee dram for, it was like a family friend had passed away and it was the day of the funeral. So I couldn't have a drink with everyone else. So I thought at the end of the day, I've got a little miniature Bell's whiskey.
Oh, jumped on the bells, did you?
So I just got the bottle, poured it out, and I thought, fuck, drinking whiskey straight's horrible. And I thought, I need a good mixer. There's like no soft drinks. So it was either milk or beer.
So you went with milk?
Yep. One brown milkshake.
I don't know whether I think that's a white Russian. I think they just call that a white Scotsman. I think that's the variant. Yeah, of that particular brew.
So yeah, I just decided to use one of these pilsners and just dumped on top of the whiskey. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of enthusiasts scoffing at that, but yeah, I sunk it, and then I proceeded to be in a kind of like a little warm bubble for the rest of the evening. I was sitting watching Bruce Willis in Last Man Standing, and all of a sudden stopped caring about it.
Underrated, man. Nice quote. Like, nice pick.
Why is this man narrating his movies now? He's not that good. But it turns out that the measurement
the whiskey helped. The whiskey helped.
I'd gave myself a double and then poured like a beer on top and realised I only had a sandwich for my dinner that night. Quick way to get in that wee warm fuzzy place.
Oh man, yeah. So you had like an authentic Boilermaker, I suppose. I mean, I love Boilermaker, but separately. I never really mixed the beer with the whiskey. But Yeah, that's the kind of the real stuff, man. The potent stuff. How did you find it? Is it
It
gonna be
was
the
fine. It
first
was
of many
obviously
experiences?
a tall glass of beer, took a drink, and instantly like, oh, that's whiskey.
Were you trying to create your own headspace? Is that what this is about? You thought,
Well,
you know what, the headspace is okay, but I can do better.
I did. I felt like my head was in space by the time I'd finished that drink. Like, I just felt like I'd melted
Mm,
across the couch. I'd grown more arms and legs, and I
nice.
was far too chatty to my wife when she came home.
Who was in Uranus? I think that's the long. I think that's the longest silence we've ever had
I'm not
on the
editing that
show.
silence out.
Official.
That stays. Let the people know what you've said.
Yeah, I think. Right. So, did you want to move on to possibly your next cruise? Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that, man. It's
Yeah,
nice to see you on the Boilermakers. It's a combination that I really enjoy myself.
it's
But
like a
what
nice
else did you?
first and a last.
First and last, yeah, not going back to it, no.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry unless I want to get into that headspace quick.
Okay, okay, there we go. So we know your plans for the future.
Oh,
Thanks for
he
letting us
really
know.
wants to escape reality. Quick.
It's a cry for help. More than a mixer. But yeah, what else did you get up to this week, Stu? In
Should we
terms of
talk about
brewskis,
the other Pilsner?
let's do, it, man. Yeah, I think we both managed to sample in the spirit of things.
All
I
things
mean, it was not. I didn't
Oktoberfest.
really have the spirit, but you had a spirit previously, so that kind of
Yeah.
works.
Aye,
We
smooth, smooth.
tried the. Thank you. Well, this wasn't the Flensburg Pilsner. And what did you
Mhm.
think, man? What did you think about it?
Well, since I've been like fucking Professor Pilsner this week, it was a little bit more stubborn. It had more of a like a kind of hoppy kick to it, and I just assumed, well, this is probably just because it's like a German Pilsner. Like
Mm,
you just assume every German beer you're going to drink is going to have a bit more of a kick than your
yeah,
standard like American or British.
yeah, definitely.
But
But I didn't. Yeah, I didn't get that. No, did you get that?
I thought it was okay. It
Yeah.
wasn't the best Pilsner I drank this week.
I agree. Yeah, I don't. I think I thought like you. I was maybe expecting it to be a bit more flavoursome,
Hmm.
considering it being a pilsner. But yeah, it was like quite bitter and a bit watery. It just reminded me like of a very average lager. Really, I
Yeah, I
honestly
could
thought it
see
was a
that.
bit of a chore to finish.
Right,
To
yeah.
be deadly honest,
Well, I was
yeah,
watching kickboxers, so I
so
could
everything
be
was
drinking
okay.
anything, and I was
Yeah.
still pretty cool.
Everything was okay. Yeah, it was okay. It would land quite low on my Pilsner rankings, I would
Mm.
think, unfortunately. But hey, a nice bottle design, right? You could
Oh, I fucking
use
look
that
at.
as a coin jar
I love it,
or a
and
really classy way to
s-
send a message in a bottle to someone special.
I could be somebody that like collects sling top bottles for no reason, other than like the satisfying
You as you say,
like
your house is going to become like student dorms, just just empty bottles
just
lined
something
up, racked up.
about a little like this is gonna be my new water bottle for work. Sitting in my
He's definitely not a pisshead.
Rally Brown bottle. Is it not? It's milk.
It's milk and whiskey. Clearly, they know your back history, bud. Mm.
But
Awesome, man. Yeah, that was pretty much my week as well. To be honest, very light week. So managed to get that one in last night, which is a bit disappointing. But hey, onwards and upwards.
it's
What do you think about this beer then, Stu?
it
What are we
is.
feeling?
You know what? As I've been drinking it, it's come across. It's nice, light, smooth. It's like no danger. It's just a fucking
Oh
easy
no.
little beer.
It's crisp. It's definitely got that crispness there. There's like a yeah, like a kind of got a
Finished it.
hint.
Okay, I guess that is a good sign. Finished it
Oh,
without.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, it's kind of got a hint of what you would normally get with a pilsner, but
Yeah.
not obviously not very strong. But yeah, I think if you're looking for like a session beer, you're gonna drink a few of them. You don't want to get too
Ah,
bladdered. I think it will be a decent choice, to be honest.
definitely like a good drink to
Um,
pace yourself on.
yeah, 100%. But we don't do that on this show. So straight on to the second beer. Our second beer of the evening, one I've been very much looking forward to having a blast on, is Waldhaus's Diplom Pils Lager. Super premium, according to the bottle. So I'm hoping. I mean, this is a 4.9%. So I'm hoping this has got a bit more, bit more of a kick to it than the other one.
You're
How's
rolling the bottle.
your?
There's
I
no
was.
time to play spin the
I was
bottle.
just having a quick look. Do you know what? Playing spin the bottle with yourself. It's a very lonely evening, in. I'll tell you that. See, I was having a quick look at the back. Yep, it's all in German. Can't read that. Fantastic. Yeah, this smells. It smells it's
No
a lot more
smell.
potent than the last one. Yeah, no smell again.
Yep. I
You need
should
to do a
really take that
test.
PCR
Yeah,
test.
I was gonna say you need to do a test. 100%, bro. Uh, yeah, it smells a lot more fragrant than the last brewski. Right, let's do it. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Mm, yeah. Yes.
Mm. There's
That's
that. Missing the flavour.
that's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. I wonder if this is just like the lighter version. Oh, sorry, the summer beer is just the lighter version of the Diplom pills because they've got a very similar taste profile, but this one has got a lot more kind of back end to it.
Yeah, I've been getting a real strong iron metallic taste.
Yeah, it's definitely got a little bit of that. It's got a really nice kind of bitterness to it, almost like a kind of buttery kind of back end that you get with your pilsners, that kind of classic pilsner
Mm.
kind of taste, It's really nice, but no, it's like a nice bitterness. It's not too
Mm-hmm.
sharp, not too tangy. It's good. It's good. Yeah, this is Diplom Pils Lager, another pilsner, standing at a flirty 4.9%. To jump back into the behind the scenes of our guest brewery tonight, 1969, the
Of
keys were
course.
handed to Helmar Schmid. And this is where the Renaissance period of Waldhaus began, if you will. And in 1997, Helmar's son, Dieter Schmid, who has lost a ton of weight since cutting down on the Pilsner,
Was that really
became
written in there?
managing
That
director,
was that
which
what
he.
Google Translate brought up?
Yes, yes. I'm just reading what they gave me. He became the managing director, which he continues to do till this very day. Waldhaus craft their brewskis using primeval rock of the southern Black Forest and have an interesting selection to offer. Other than the pilsners we're sampling tonight, they have most notably Bright, which is a traditional Hell's lager, on filter, a Dunkel, which is a funny word,
A
and
double
their
uncle.
their doppel. That's That must have been an interesting marriage. And their doppelbock standing at an outrageous 8.5%.
Oh, stay
Yes,
away from the book.
please.
Stay away from the book. I don't
No,
want
we're
to
definitely not. We're
step in the ring
definitely
with
not.
Brock Lesnar. Fuck that.
The the Brock is coming our way, man. Yeah, and a bunch of other very interesting beers. I had a quick look at their catalog. They got a lot of fruit beers. If that's your bag, check that out, guys. So it's come to that very interesting time of the evening where we jump into our second topic, which is listeners' question. I was trying something new then. I don't know
Rocky's
whether that
possessed.
worked. Right. First up, we have Gin NY Pig. I'm going to go for.
Okay.
He says, I'm reasonably new to the world of craft beer. And my question is, what is the difference between beer and lager? I'm originally from Australia, and we just call it all beer. Stu,
Well,
do you want
to
to take
me,
the floor with this one?
I think we've got beer as like a big umbrella, and
Yep.
then it's broken down underneath that: lager, pilsner, pale ale, just kind of, but all of it falls under the umbrella of beer.
Yeah,
So if you go in
definitely.
to a bar and ask for beer, I feel like 9 times out of 10 they will give you lager because it's,
Yeah.
I don't know, the most traditional form of beer.
I think it's what most people think of when they think beer,
Yeah,
right? I mean, I tend to think of ways to get myself arrested when beer enters my head, but I don't think that's the norm. I'm a unique guy.
yeah. How's the ankle bracelet working out for you?
It's pretty heavy, to be
Still
honest.
catching the
And
hairs on
do
your
you know
leg?
what? Honestly, man, trying to get into a pair of boots is just so hard, very difficult.
You
But
know,
yeah,
that,
no,
that shockingly.
I,
Jesus.
I like I like your I like
So
your
that was about as
analogy, but
swearing shit
uh,
jokes.
I like your analogy of the umbrella boot because yeah, it's lager is a type of beer, and there's lots of different types of lager. So in terms of the actual beer scale, lager would be
Yeah.
what would it be on the lighter, cleaner, crisper side of things.
And it's one of those things. I can't imagine myself going into a pub up here and asking for a lager.
Just say beer, don't you? Yeah,
Yeah, you don't
definitely.
like if you're a beer enthusiast, you're not really going in asking for lager.
No,
Like if you're enthusiast, you're probably swaying towards like IPA, something different, something more crafty, essentially. So you're
yeah,
going like you get things like Brewdog on tap and all these other types, but you didn't go in like I would like a pint of Tennant's Lager, please.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I think although everything comes under the beer umbrella, as you said, I feel like if you ask for beer, you normally get lager,
Hmm.
or you want ale, and you'd ask for ale, or you want craft beer. I think that's the kind of three.
Aye.
Although everything falls under beer as a genre
Mhm.
of liquid, um, that's the kind of three really that I think are kind of the main picks that
Yeah.
people would choose, or the kind of things that people are after, and everything else maybe falls under that a little bit.
Mhm. And
So
it'd
and
be the same if you go for like wine as well. You wouldn't just go to the bar and say a glass of wine, please.
yeah,
Like,
100%,
you're
hundred
gonna have to
percent,
kind of state
yeah,
your case, what type, and so yeah, it's
I
a valid
agree, man.
question, but I think if you're just going for beer, you're gonna get a lager. You don't need to specifically ask for a lager.
No, man, definitely. I think that if you are new to the scene, Gin NY Pig, you uncultured swine, you. Did you say we can't abuse the listeners anymore?
You cannot abuse
Sorry, I
them.
apologize. Take that back. Take that back.
And I
Take that
always
back.
just thought this person was Ginny
Take that
Pig.
back. Take that back. Gin. Do you know what? That makes more sense, to be honest,
Yeah.
Joe. I'm glad that you brought that to light.
Like two
What I
minutes
was
later.
gonna, what I was gonna say though is if you are new to the world of beer, man. It's yeah, it's a very exciting world, and yeah, dip your toe in with a different or a bunch of different stuff, and kind of see what you dig, really, because there's a lot of different variations and
Hello,
dark
if
and light and a lot of different things to kind of check out and just see what you dig.
Ginny is Australian and
Do
drinks beer.
you mean Gin NY?
Gin
What's
and Y, yes, the
you
clothes, like a brand
what?
of clothes.
You messed
No,
it up, dude.
like
Well,
I'd imagine Ginny probably would drink us under the table,
I'm guessing
regardless
so,
if it's
but
beer or lager. It's Australians.
well, being an Aussie, yeah, I think it's game over. Although you do drink Fosters, I'm not going to judge you because, as Stu said, I think that when it comes down to kind of drinking, probably going to get our asses handed to us. But unfortunately,
Any more questions?
There's one more. Would you like me to read it?
That
Becky
sounds like something we do
Jones.
on a podcast.
It does actually, yeah. Is this a podcast? Should we be being more podcasty, you reckon?
Like, stop swearing and be more
Oh,
professional.
yeah. That doesn't sound like
I
something I
mean,
want to do.
I'm
No.
glad that obviously we'll still continue to interrupt each other forever, but you are wearing clothes today. It's an improvement.
So, our second question of the evening. Would you like to pronounce his name? Because I don't think I'm going to get it right. Beffy Jones? No, it's pronounced Beth Y. Jones. What are you talking about, Tom? Beffy Jones.
Oh, Beth Y. Jonas. Jesus Christ, we've
Beth
only
Y.
had a
Jones.
summer
Beth
beer and
Y.
a super premium pills. We should still be able
I,
to pronounce names.
I know I had a let you called earlier as well, though. Beth Y. Jones asks, why is beer considered a man's drink? Stu, I'm going to turn to you again for the answers that we need.
The questions are getting deeper, Tom. Like we're just two pasty pricks that are just recording our conversations as we feed our drinking problem and trying to make
But it says
content
on our
out
business
of it.
cards, yeah.
And now people are like, why?
Content.
Why is it
Overrated.
just associated with one sex? And it's like, man, that's Christ, we're having to look at our culture here. Like beer, often a man's drink. Does it come down to like the British drinking culture of men, pints and pubs, or do you look?
Is Beffy English? Do we know? We got any backstory on Beffy?
I
Do we
copy and
know?
pasted her name from the internet, Tom.
Yes.
That's all you're getting.
That's all we need. All we need. Don't
So,
worry.
but then like beer, I think, like where do you see men in beer normally? And it's like sports, like people in the pub watching football, people at football, like sports events, men with beer. I think, like when you picture a woman with a beer, do you like Jenny, our Australian beer drinker? Does that look abnormal?
Does that disgust you?
No.
What?
It's 2021. Anyone can drink beer. I'm going to try and give some to my cat later.
Yeah, of course. He's desperate. He's asking for it.
Mhm.
Honestly, I thought it was because obviously ladies drink wine
See,
or
that's
sherry.
kind of your other
At least the
half.
ones I party with do.
So, because what's it? If a man drinks wine, does he look like he's effeminate or cultured?
Oh, definitely. I think, do you know what? At the end of the day, it's a man's drink because we need something to quench our thirst after a long day of repressing women. You know, it's thirsty work. Do you know what I mean, Stu? Do you agree with that? Just, just,
I'm
just, just nod your head. Just, you don't need to use words. Just,
well.
yes.
So Tom
yes,
answered the
yes.
question on his. Please be aware that we are recording separate locations. We did not know what we were going to say beforehand. We are in different countries. I am not at all linked with this man. What a week!
So
Some questions.
That was a good question. It's a very good question. But no, I think you were on the right path there, Stu. I think that maybe it's been associated with men and sports.
You look at football, and isn't several teams sponsored by beer companies? And
yeah, a lot of them are. Well, they used to be, and obviously miners and very manly men.
all the stories of
it's got its.
the old generation of like drinking 80 shilling in a pub after being there. Aye.
It's got its it's kind of grounded in tradition there.
Yeah, but I want to hear the stories of the wives at home in the kitchen tanning a few tins of McEwens whilst their man's out. That's the untold stories.
That's just your Mrs. Bloody. That's not.
That's where my beer's going.
That's not the general public, man. That's a specialized case over
she gives
there.
me a Boilermaker, and I forget about the rest of the night.
Buddy, come on. Let's do it. Where's that bells? Where did I leave that? Come on.
I'll wake up in the Squid Game. I don't know what's going on.
Shout out to the Squid Game. But what do you think about this beer then? How's it working for you? I'm really digging it.
It's quite nice. It's growing on me more. God, I was a wee bit off put by it because whenever I get a beer that comes across tasting metallic or like iron, I always feel like that's something wrong with the beer.
Yeah, it's got that
But
little
it's
twang
settled
to
down.
it. I can see what you're saying. It's got that kind of twang to it, but I think it's a nice bitterness. It's not too harsh. It
Yeah,
kind of blends well with the flavors, and the kind of hops are coming through, but not too much. And it's got that nice kind of butteriness to it.
this does
It's
not taste
lovely.
like a Lurpak.
Maybe not Lurpak, but I can't believe it's not butter. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely got
Not it's
hints of
not
Dan Pack.
it's not it's not quite the real thing, but it's getting very close. So well, thank you to Ginny
Ginny Pig.
Ginny Pig
John
and
Wick.
Beffy John Wick and Beffy
Bell and Ted.
Jones. Lovely guys. Appreciate it. Thank you for sending in the questions. We really do. We're enjoying this brewski, but Stu, how does it in terms of pilsners? Any off the top of your head you think it compares with, whether in a good or bad way?
I would. Oh, and again, I've become awfully fond of the 1079 Project Pilsner that I've
I'm
been
glad, man.
uh,
Yeah, that's
necking
awesome.
this
That's
week.
awesome.
But the Diplom Pils would definitely come in above our little sling top. What's it? Flensburg.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
This wee
definitely.
bad boy.
The old
I don't
Flenners
want to
was
read it where
a
it
bit
says
disappointing,
Flensburger,
unfortunately.
but I don't think that's how it's pronounced.
They're not really into burgers in Germany. It's all sausages. So, um, I
Well done,
think that
Tom. Well done.
that's appreciate that, man. Thank you for your support. Yeah, I think it's. I was thinking earlier. The only pilsner we've done on the show is Carlsberg Export. Am I right? So I think to kind of put it in there, I think Carlsberg would probably take the lead in
That
terms of my
was
list. That
that
was
was when
the
we
another
done
round
the other
special.
round. Yes,
Yeah, definitely. I think that
that
kind of
was
probably
really
is
good.
top of the leaderboard for me.
Mm-hmm. That
Definitely
probably
the
would
export.
still be my number one.
I think it's close, man. I love Holston Pills. That's always kind of got a place in my heart. I had a pilsner called ABK, aka bear with me, Aktienbraure Kaufbeuren Pilsner, which is a
Okay.
really fantastic one I sampled on draft a few months ago. Recommend it. I think it's mostly available in like craft joints. But if
Mm-hmm.
you do see that, it's a really good one as well. I think it's a fantastic draft pilsner to check out. But yeah, I think this probably doesn't quite beat the Carlsberg, but it's up there. It's
Mm-hmm.
very, very close. Very close. So guys, I think that's it. Thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed our Oktoberfest special. Have a jolly good time, however you're celebrating, whether that be enjoying a cold one at Colditz or a cozy night in with a copy of Mein Kampf. You may think that's a stereotype, but I do all my word processing in mono. It's at the Lager Logs for all things social. Stu, a lot of new things going down over there at the moment, including our followers count.
Yeah.
It's dropping
Daily.
by the day, yeah.
Yeah,
What's
it
happening?
looks
What's going
much.
down?
Nothing. We're posting a lot of some clips from season 2. What beers we're drinking right now,
Check
and
them out.
yeah, obviously over on Twitter we're promoting our October hosting fees bundle pack, where it's over 5 hours worth of additional podcasts, video content, deleted conversations, and all we're looking for in return is just a donation towards our October hosting fees. We pay the hosting for Podcast and Fire, Films and Swearing, and the Lager Logs. every October on Halloween because I went for a spooky deal. That is not a joke. That was the advertisement, and I bit. So yeah, we renew every October. So if you want to help contribute towards it, we're not going to barrage you with like a Patreon or buy me a coffee. But if you enjoy the content from us this year and you'd like a little extra, sent you in a little zip file, have a look at our Twitter. It's the pinned tweets. It'll be available throughout all of October. So yeah, that is it. Other than that, I'm going to look to post more video content on our Instagram. I've purchased some nice video editing software, the professional license, the lot. So I'm going to try and get a little bit more crafty with the videos we put on our social media.
Guys, no expense spared. Yeah, check that out. It's gonna be a lot of fantastic stuff coming up. In terms of content on the social media, and as Stu said, yeah, if you could jump on that October bundle we have at the moment, we really appreciate it. Keep the show alive and kicking. Next week we're officially getting wild. This show it's been too tame so far. We definitely need to up the virality levels, and we'll be doing that with a couple of we're doing that with a couple of offerings from Wild Beer Co. We'll be delivering the scoop on their Under the Sun Session Hazy IPA and their Millionaire Salted Caramel Stout. Yes, guys and gals, it's uncharted waters from here on out. So don't forget to bring your cans and cojones. You're going to need them. I knew a lady once with cans and cojones. Nice gal. Best of both worlds, if anything. Bon voyage, booze hounds. Say goodbye.
What do you say when he says silly shit like that at the end? I mean, I've drank the lager. Tom's dropped the log. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have another. Tune in next week. Whatever is going down, I'll have another. We can't stop till the rivers are dry. You can walk away without saying goodbye. I've never seen you before, but tomorrow I might be your lover. Let's have another. Let's have another. Let's have another.